Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Dinner Dance. You are in so much luck tonight. This is not just Dinner Dance. This is the Leap Year Day edition of Dinner Dance. So what that means is really absolutely nothing, other than there is one special prize tonight to a very lucky person. I can't tell you what the prize is because I haven't thought of it yet, but there will be one, and it'll be a little later on in the show, so keep your fingers crossed that it's you. We're going to start off tonight with a tune that's called Barn Burner. It's written by Les Hooper, who is a LA, he writes movies, TV shows, commercials, that kind of stuff. He had a big band back in the 70s and 80s, and this tune is smoking. So I hope you enjoy Barn Burner. So every year we lose a whole bunch of seniors, and you're always bringing in new people every year. The band's changing over. This year the band really changed over. We have 9 freshmen in this group. That's almost half the band. 9 freshmen. And they stepped in and from day one have been just outstanding. And we're lucky to have them. This band, we competed twice this year at Eastern Illinois University and Indiana State University. We came in second at EIU to Champaign Central, and then at Indiana State we actually won the show, the high school division. So, and one really cool thing happened at Indiana State. The next 2 tunes, you're going to find out why this band is so good. We have an incredible trombone section. At Indiana State, they give out Outstanding Performer Awards. Our entire trombone section got it. And as we go through the night, I'm going to introduce the band to you. And we're going to start with our freshmen, so you get to know who they are. And when I call your name, guys, wave your hand up in the air and so they can see who you are. If you're sitting down, you can stand up, possibly. So our first freshman I want to introduce is Max Bartlett, right here on the drums. And here's what Max says. He goes, "Hi, I'm Max. I'm new here, and I really don't know how to do this, so I'll keep it short. I am really weird. There's a good chance I will go off on the most random tangent while talking. Sort of weird, yeah. I'm also prone to say things that won't relate to the current conversation and completely stop the flow of discussion. What I'm really trying to say is I'm a mess. I'm thoughtful and organized, a thoughtful, organized kind of mess. But I hope I can make people laugh and have a good time. I'm really thankful to be in this band and excited for the next 3 years. With that, I will stop wasting your time and let you move on to a better bio." That's Max Bartlett on the drums. Freshman 2 of 9 is Gabe DeFanis. Gabe's on second trumpet back there. He says, "Hi, my name is Gabe DeFanis. I am 15, and I play the trumpet. My social security number is 3..." No, okay. I didn't say that. For my first year of high school jazz band, I'd say it was a blast. From playing Uno during our breaks at pep band to performing and winning at competitions. The best part about jazz band is being able to play such cool and fun songs with a bunch of fun people that you get to know well as the season goes on. Even though this season fell a little short, with only 2 competitions, everything still seemed to fall right in the pocket. Gabe DeFanis on trumpet. The funniest thing I saw all this year was the poor young lady at Indiana State trying to read our kids' names. I didn't know there were so many ways you could use vowels and consonants, but she figured it out. And this next one, she was really, really good at. So this is Roman. Roman, there he is. He says, "Hello there, my name is Roman D.G.R.G. Mammo. D. Geronimo, by the way. And I'm a freshman here at the high school. My hobbies include playing trombone. My hobbies also include being sick for the past week, being mistaken for an 8th grader during the band season, playing table hockey, hanging out with the boys, and trying to be involved in all things music. Probably my favorite part of jazz band this year was watching Mr. Stevens dab at least 15 times at the Indiana State University. That's not true. The scariest memory I have from the season was after the Indiana State performance, we all went to Golden Corral. Now, if you work for Golden Corral Company, if you own the Golden Corral Company, if you have anything to do with Golden Corral, tonight's gonna be rough for you. I'm so sorry. We went there to eat afterwards. It was clear that other than Ryan Kiefer and Andrea Penrose, nobody else wanted to go. Anyways, there was a chocolate fountain in the dessert section. I wasn't paying attention, so I went and I got some. Only to find out from my friends, moments after eating it, that some little kid stuck his fingers all through it. and I've been sick for the last week. Anyway, jazz band this year has been super fun. Look forward to the next 3 years to play. So that is Roman DiGirolamo on trombone. All right, we're going to play one of the tunes, another one of our contest tunes. This is called Secret Love. It was written in the 1950s for a musical called Calamity Jane. Doris Day, #1 hit with her. This is called Secret Love. You can see why the trombones won the Outstanding Performer Award, right? So we have more freshmen. We have a piano player who's back there somewhere. Where's Lizzie? Come here, Lizzie. Here's Lizzie Hanson over here on the piano. She says, my name is Lizzie Hanson. I'm a freshman. This is my first year in high school jazz band. She says she was also in junior high jazz band for 2 years, and it was an awesome experience also. I would tell a really corny joke because I know you're all ears. I decided not to. Anyways, I am involved in a million different things, the majority of which are music related. My life is consumed by music and I wouldn't have it any other way. Chorus and band are what I look forward to most when I come to school every day. I am the freshman class president, which pretty much no one knows about. I sing the national anthem at school events. I'm the madrigals here at the high school, obviously the jazz band. I enjoy accompanying the school choruses on piano, playing alto saxophone, piano, and oboe. I am also involved in the upcoming musical, All Shook Up. I am so thankful for all of the wonderful opportunities that this school offers. I'm also very grateful for the awesome music staff we have here. I cannot wait for the next 3 years of jazz band I have yet to experience. I want to give a shout out to my insanely talented little brother Isaac, my absolute best friend Delaney Miller Gage, and the entire jazz band. I love you all. That's Lizzie Hanson, piano player. Over here on tenor saxophone, this is Delaney Miller. Another freshman. She's hi, I'm Delaney Miller. I play tenor saxophone. I would just like to say that I love jazz band. Being in the jazz band is like being at home. You can be yourself and no one will judge you, but sometimes you want to just go away and be alone. And sleep. Anyways, I have a lot of people to thank for where I am today. Thank you, Mom, Dad, Quinn, for being a great family. Thank you, Grace, for putting up with my brother. Thank you, Caden, Lizzie, Max Gage, Andrew, Owen, Roman, Gabe, Isaac, for being some of the greatest and closest friends I've ever had. And especially thanks to Lizzie for being my best friend. Thank you, Mr. Anderson, for giving me great and helpful lessons. Thank you to Mr. Meyer and Mr. Stevens for being such supportive directors. And thank you, Brady, for being in the military and giving me my freedom. I love you, bro. Finally, I thank you all for being here. I'll leave off with this. Can someone please dance for once? That's Delaney Miller. One more freshman before we play another tune for you. This is Caden Raquel on tenor saxophone right here. Now, these bios were due on Thursday. Caden gave me his 20 minutes ago. And it is so Caden. Are you ready? My top 3 Golden Corral favorites. Bourbon Street Chicken, Bourbon Street Chicken, Bourbon Street Chicken. And then he adds, in his great and mighty wisdom, man, I wish I could go to sleep right now. That's Caden Raquel on tenor saxophone. So we're going to show off our trombones one more time while they still have chops. So I picked out a tune. I am a huge Stan Kenton fan. If you love big band music, you got to love Stan Kenton. Probably if there was a Mount Rushmore of big bands, the 4 would be the Count Basie Band, the Duke Ellington Band, the Woody Herman Band, and the Stan Kenton Band. Those are probably my classic top 4. I mean, there are still good ones, but they would be on Rushmore. And one thing I love about Stan, I listened to Stan Kenton for 3 hours today. I got home from setting up for today. They just play. It's not about nuance. It's about let's play. So that makes this song kind of strange because this is called "Here's That Rainy Day," arranged by their drummer Dee Barton. Shows off the trombone section, and there are moments when it's kind of chill, and there's moments when the band lets loose. So here's that rainy day. Another freshman, Andrew Robinson, here on alto saxophone part 2. He says, hey, so I'm Andrew, and I'm really bad at talking about myself. I am a huge nerd. Since you have probably figured out that I'm in jazz band, I don't need to say that. However, you couldn't have figured out that I am also on the math team. I spend a lot of free time playing video games and procrastinating literally about everything. If you weren't sure if I was serious with the first sentence being about being bad at talking about myself, I have spent over 30 minutes on this, and I've written only 4 sentences. I just don't feel like I have a lot to say about myself, so I have trouble writing about myself. Moving the focus off myself and back on the paper is a bunch of really small text. What does that say?
Read on.
Oh. But that is actually in the entire script from the movie Shrek in 4-point font. So do whatever you want with that. I don't really know where to go from there, so I guess I'll end my bio. Andrew Robinson on saxophone. Another freshman, Owen Ebelair, alto saxophone. He says, hey everybody, I'm Owen, I'm alto 2 along with Andrew. I like to bowl, play saxophone, and absolutely annihilate anyone who challenged me in Guitar Hero. At the time this was being written, I was neck deep into my geometry homework and not really thinking about what to write. I still have quite a long biology packet to do, so instead of taking a long time to think about what to write, I decided to write a few of my favorite terrible jokes. First one. A plateau is the highest form of flattery. Think about that for a second. My great-grandfather survived mustard gas in World War I and was pepper sprayed by the police years later. Needless to say, he's a seasoned veteran. He says he hates Russian dolls. They're so full of themselves. Have you heard of the new music group, Cellophane? They mostly do rap. Either I'm failing miserably or you are, or one of the two. Number 2, okay. What do you call a band made of killer whales? An orchestra. And now my personal favorite, the dad joke that made Mr. Stevens himself do an exasperated sigh. Why does Edward Woodward have so many D's in his name? Because without them, his name would be Ewawuwa. Thank you very much. I'll be here all night, but instead of telling awful jokes, I'll be leaning forward uncomfortably trying to read music off this front. Why can't we have just normal stance? That's Owen Ebelair on saxophone. And finally, freshman 9 of 9, Gage Williams on bass guitar back here. He says, hello, my name is Gage Williams. It's fine if you don't remember my name because it usually takes my parents 3 times to get it right, so no pressure. I'm 15 years old and I have been playing bass guitar for 4 years. This is my 2nd year playing bass for the high school band, and I played 2 years at the junior high as well. This year there wasn't an overlap of me being in both bands, so I'll have time to actually enjoy my dinner. So that is Gage Williams on bass guitar. Now, I want you to watch Ryan Bushell's face during this next song. Just stare at him uncontrollably. It'll make him feel weird, but it's okay. Because he has to think really hard about playing this song, and he wanted me to tell you that. So this is a great Latin tune by Tito Puente. This is called Ran Can Can.
Gentlemen, my name is Mr. Meyer, and I come from Chicago, Illinois. It is my greatest pleasure to introduce the next group that will be performing for you tonight. They are the babies of the blues, the juniors of jazz. Please welcome the Orange and Blues Band! Thank you so much. Now, I know you guys are all band parents and family and friends and all that, right? Yeah. So I know why you're really here. It's to see the halftime show. So, without further ado, the Orange and Blues Band with It Don't Mean a Thing. So again, that was Aaron Rath on trumpet, Isaiah Harrington on tenor saxophone, and Daniel Trafficanti on the drum set. That also had a little bit of Cherry Lee on piano back there. All right, so we don't do full bios in junior high because you'd be here till way after midnight. So we're gonna keep things really kind of condensed here. So we give everybody the opportunity to have a jazzy nickname rather than a full-on bio. So it'll just give you a little taste of who they are and what they're all about. So first on Barry sax, we have Jordan Barry Short Ebelair. Yeah, please wave so we know who we're clapping at. We have Isaiah Thing One Harrington. It's a bird. It's a train. No, it's Isaac Hansen. For those of you who aren't familiar, two of the greatest saxophone players of all time, Charlie the Bird Parker and John Coltrane, or Train, that's where he got that nickname, so, yeah. Noel, not the first Noel, but the second, Ramaley. Odessa, Thing Two, Harrington. I have to say it. Hannah, the two-headed humpback whale, Frank. And last but not least, in our saxophone section, we have Katie, Play Louder, Hitzman. All right, the next tune we have for you tonight is a Van Morrison classic, Moon Dance. Josiah Harrington on tenor sax and Aaron Rapp on trumpet. So this was a really exciting year. Mr. Stevens was talking about how he has 9 freshmen that came into the jazz band at the high school level, which meant that I had to lose 9 people. And that was really, really tough for me because it was a great group. Obviously, you've heard them play, and they sound great. So we had some really big shoes to fill, and we had a lot of new members this year. So if you are a new member, please raise your hand so everyone can see you. Yeah. And, you know, today, you couldn't tell. They sound incredible. They really did a great job with both competitions. We went to Eastern Illinois University and Indiana State University and won both of them. And yeah, it was just a great competition season, and as Mr. Stevens was mentioning, it seemed to just go really quickly. But yeah, I couldn't be prouder of the accomplishments they've done this year and the way they sound tonight. How about one more round of applause for them? All right, and back to the silly stuff. We're going to introduce the trombone section. We have Tucker. My last name is not Lovin', it's Lovin'. Remember, wave so we know who you are. Haley, Parmesan Cheese Webb. Savannah, Bad to the Bone on the trombone, Amata Leone. Izzy, oh no, the banana exploded, Defanis. Evan, how do I play this thing? Dirks. Ainsley, not smiling Smith. And Eli, Influenza B Eel. All right, the next tune is from the movie A Bug's Life. It is The Flick Machine. Hibbs on trumpet. Speaking of Sam, I have to give him credit. He busted his foot up a couple weeks ago. Yeah. And he's been a real champ getting to classes, making it around competitions, even in outside travel, cold weather, going up and down curves, up and down stairs, because some of the buildings we performed in are pretty old and they don't have elevators as we need them, so or ramps. So yeah, he's been a real trooper. So way to go, Sam. And we're still going to talk about Sam. Sam is the one and only Trigger Hibber Hibbs. Aaron, one more trip to the emergency room, Wrath. Colin is still trying to figure it out, Johnson. We have Lucas, the Raquel. And last but not least, Lydia, the Riz Risser. Trumpet section. All right, we're going to welcome up to the mic Isaac Hansen on lead alto. A little bit about Isaac. He's really good. They're all really good, but when it comes to improvising, I find myself actually going to him and asking him the questions a lot more than he does me. Actually, I don't think he's asked me a single improvisation question all year. So, even more about Isaac, we talked about winning the first place trophies at both competitions. Well, Isaac was not only listed as an outstanding performer, but at both competitions he was named the top middle school performer of the day for both East Atlanta and United States. So I'm going to lower the mic for his instrument. And we're going to play Misty. be giving lessons for $300 a piece for half an hour, starting now. Okay. Speaking of shoes to fill, oh man. Okay, next we have our rhythm section. So we have, and make sure you stand up so everyone can see you. You're all the way in the back there. We have Daniel, you like jazz, Trafficante. We have John, I'm not late, I just had a mishap, Briegel. We have Jacob Shortstack Atterbury. He's not short. He makes me feel like I was in junior high again. That's all right. By the way, those are our 3 drummers. Next, we're going to talk about our piano players. We have Jack, wait, wrong bathroom, Lewis. I don't know the story, but I can imagine. Maddie, wait, I don't get the joke, Logston. And last for piano, we have Cherry, Dr. Pepper Sunday, Lee. And then our bass player, Grant, turn it down, Munns. That was an ongoing joke all year. At our first competition, well, not all year, ever since our first competition, so it feels like a while. But at Eastern, on the stage, it didn't sound like his bass was too high. When he was playing, he didn't think it sounded too high, but it seemed like every single judge spent 3-4 minutes talking about how you need to turn the bass down. And really, the only thing you need to say is, hey, bass is a little high, turn it down. But whatever. I think they missed out on some really good music because they were focused on the wrong thing. That's just my opinion. But anyway, so our not last song, second to last song is a tune called Work Song. So that featured a few of our saxes, Isaac Hansen, Noel Romeli, and Jordan Ebelair. All right, we have one more tune for you. It is called The Canal Street Commotion, and I heard the top band at ILMEA playing this, and I was like, we gotta put this in. It's just such high energy, a lot of fun, and it also gives an opportunity for students to solo. And usually when I say, hey, who wants to solo? It's really difficult to try and get people to solo, but we have 12 volunteers. So that's half the band is gonna be soloing on this one. Please enjoy Canal Street Commotion.
wife a while ago. I pulled up a chair next to her, and Isaac was playing Misty, and she goes, "Now, honey, maybe you shouldn't play your song tonight." It's probably true. This may be the last time I ever play, because the next 4 years, Isaac's going to be in the band, and that would be embarrassing for him and I. So, anyway, we're going to start off our second set with, we talked about the Mount Rushmore of big bands earlier, the old big bands. Well, this next tune is from the new, upcoming, probably the best big band going in the land right now, the Gordon Goodwin Big Fat Band. This is a tune called Absolutacrous. While Lydia gets ready for her feature here in just a second, a couple more bios. Now we finally got to the sophomores. This is Abby McNamara over here on trombone. Now, she had a hard time today working on her bio, so she decided to do a Mad Lib instead. You guys know what Mad Libs are, right? Okay. So here is my jazz band Mad Lib by Abby McNamara. I like jazz band because we get to run and swim really loudly. There are all sorts of dogs to play, like the slippery trombone and the cowboy. My instrument is the happy conga, which sounds a lot like a group of zebras. We are learning to drank a song by the Scrunchies called I Surf to Be With You, using brass and trophies. When we all dance together, it sounds like a short group of Cassie Schwartz and Trobs. That's Abby McNamara's Mad Lib. Right next to Abby is sophomore Hayden Hunt on trombone. Here's what Hayden has to say. He goes, hello, my name is Hayden Hunt, and I'm a sophomore trombone player, and this is my first year in the high school jazz band. I don't really know what I should include in this, so I'm going to keep it short and sweet. The jazz band has been everything I expected and more, and all the players here are great, and I can't imagine playing without them. We've had a lot of great times this year, like getting first place at Indiana State, and the entire trombone section getting the Outstanding High School Performer of the Day. Anyway, I hope you're all enjoying the music, and I hope you'll have a good rest of your night. That's Hayden Hunt, trombone. Cassie Schwartzentraub, right over here, one of our piano players. Cassie is a sophomore, and this is her fourth year of jazz band. She's involved in the spring musical, the knitting club, and the Roblox club. In her free time, she enjoys playing with her dog, eating cereal, and of course, playing piano. She'd like to give a shout out to her family, her friends, and her dog for motivating her to make music. So go Bulldogs. Cassie Schwartzentraub. Then we have Nicholas Stravacanti here on trumpet. He says, hello, my name is Nicholas Stravacanti, and for over 16 years, I've asked myself one important question. Who would win in a fight between a shark with two heads or an adult moose with knives for hooves? Yes, I'm the deep thinker. I am currently employed full-time at Mahomet-Seymour High School. I was promoted to sophomore last summer, and I think I'm in consideration for another promotion in June, fingers crossed. I take my assignments very seriously and attack my task with laser focus. My philosophy is not to put off what can be done today, show compassion for others, and avoid clowns. And if there's an option, always choose food. Preferably something with meat. No meat is for vegetarians. Then there's jazz band, a unique and wonderful band of brothers and sisters where I play trumpet and attempt to crush my opponents at Uno. This year's been great. I've had a lot of fun being around people who share similar interests with me, going to competitions, listening to tunes that were right in the pocket. In closing, I want to thank the Academy, the little people that got me here, my mom and dad, and I will always appreciate this experience. Thank you and good night, Nicholas Stravacanti. Okay, Lydia Magger's going to come up. This is another Les Hooper tune. He was the same guy who wrote Barn Burner back in the beginning. And this is a kind of a fusion rock ballad for saxophone called When We're Together. Here is Lydia Magger. In case you're not aware, Lydia is going on next year into music. She's going to be a performance major in saxophone. And she's been going around all over the country auditioning. So where all of you have been accepted so far? University of Iowa, Central Michigan, the big two. Those are the ones that she's very interested in. And I think money's coming your way too, right? Yeah. Big round of applause for Lydia Mega. All right, we moved on to the juniors now, and this is Matthew Bletzinger on trombone right here. So Matthew decided he would write a Yelp review of Golden Corral. Again, I told you, if you work for them, I'm just really sorry. So first of all, he gives it 6 out of 10 stars, which is pretty generous, I think. But here's what he says. Here's the backstory. Jazz band went to Indiana State, and we needed a place to eat for lunch. We wanted to choose a unique place, so we didn't go to Chick-fil-A again because we have one in Champaign now. Well, a certain Andrea Penrose loved Golden Corral when the band went 2 years ago, so the rest of the band said, all right. Along the way there, our bus was making fun of Golden Corral, so I avoided getting any meat. I mean, I don't want to get salmonella. What I did get from Golden Corral was a baked potato. It was gross. I ate roasted carrots. They tasted like mush. I ate a slice of pizza. It was like cardboard. I ate roasted broccoli, and they weren't that bad. One of Golden Corral's most famous features is the chocolate fountain. Chocolate fountain, you must be asking. That sounds amazing, but you're wrong. You're completely wrong. The fountain recycles the chocolate as it is spewed, so anything that touches the chocolate stays in the chocolate. So, if a child decides to put their hands in the chocolate, all their germs stay in there. Or if someone wants to add a drumstick to the fountain, there will be chicken crust all over the chocolate, so don't eat the chocolate. All right, one last thing. There's not a single trash can in the whole area. I don't know why there isn't any, but I dropped a piece of fudge and I wanted to throw it away, but I couldn't. Here's the reason why there's no trash cans. Do you want to know the reason why there's no trash cans? It's because they have people that wait on you, get you drinks, and take your plates, and they want a tip. And so if you do it yourself, they don't get one. Did you tip them? That's enough for me. This has been Matthew Bletzinger. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and ring that notification bell to check out next year's video right when it drops. Matthew Bletzinger. All right, Ryan Bushell on drums. Where's Ryan? There's Ryan. He says, hi, I'm Ryan Bushell. I'm a junior, and this is my 3rd year playing drums in the jazz band. I play a lot of drums. I play the drums here in the jazz band, on Drumline, in the pit for the musical. I'm also involved in Madrigals, Literary Magazine, and Davis Dogs FMP. If you can't tell, I like music a lot. This past year of jazz band has been incredible and filled with so many good memories. If any of you were here last year, you might remember me talking about the trip to Myrtle Beach my freshman year and how we basically traversed through an island that resembled Antarctica and ate at a seafood buffet that we thought was the front for the Russian mafia. However, this year featured a completely different kind of buffet. Some of you know where I'm going with this one. The one and only Golden Corral. You might have already heard some anecdotes from other bios, so you may already have an idea where this is going. This year, we were planning on where we're going to go to eat at the Indiana State competition. Stevens let the seniors choose where to eat, and they decided on Golden Corral. They had gone there their freshman year, and I still don't know why they chose to go back. Because they wanted to carry on the tradition or just make us all feel the pain they endured. The food there was so fake, which is weird because it seemed like it's more complicated to make fake food, trying to look real rather than just making real food. There are always a lot of options at Golden Corral, but I've got to say my top 3 are Bourbon Street Chicken, Bourbon Street Chicken, Bourbon Street Chicken. Anyway, besides the Golden Corral visit this year has been one to remember. I've had the most fun getting to learn to play some really fun and complicated songs, whether it's funky beats like Absoluticus or migraine-inducing Latin rhythms in Ran Can Can. Speaking of that phrase, did you look at his face when you played it? Did you see it? Please erase that from your memory, he asks. If you didn't look at me, then you don't know what I'm talking about. Let's just say my concentration face is not the most flattering. Trying to play some complicated Latin rhythms can cause some weird brain farts, which is why instead of Ran Can, we sometimes call it Ryan Can't. Anyway, let's hope that Ryan Can, well, he did. And whether he played it well or had a lot of brain farts, I hope you're enjoying the music so far. Stay tuned for some more good music. Ryan Bushell on drums. Do one more here real quick. Heidi Fountain on Barry saxophone. She says, "Hi, my name is Heidi. I play the Barry sax, and this is my second year in high school jazz band. I really enjoy playing the piano and playing with my dog. I know bios can get really boring, so I thought I'd throw in some weird facts about me." You have to pronounce this for me. How do you pronounce this? Okay, I'm gonna butcher it. I have brachydactyly, D, which is a fancy word for having two different sized thumbs. Barely. That didn't count. I've been electrocuted. You can't just stop there. What's the story? You hit your head on an electric fence. Kind of like in Jurassic Park. Okay. And I'm probably the least outgoing worker at Chick-fil-A that you'll ever meet. I went there one time, and they were way too happy for chicken. Way too happy for chicken. I just want to thank my lessons teacher, Chris, for working with me countless hours over the years, and my family for supporting me, especially my loser brother. Wow. Heidi Fountain on Barry saxophone. All right, we're going to play you a Dave Brubeck piece. Love Dave Brubeck, and this is one he wrote for his wife, Iola, and this is called In Your Own Sweet Way. Jacob Schlenker on trumpet over here in the end. Jacob says, hello, my name is Jacob Schlenker. I am currently a junior and this is my first year in jazz band. I am in the astronomy club, mad brass, wrestling, and in my free time I like to practice my trumpet and hang out with friends. The season was very interesting because the trumpets always took a silly photo every day, and during basketball games you would always have to risk wearing a horse head while playing Uno. Remember, it's all about the experiences. Jacob Schlenker on trumpet. Right next to Jacob, it's another Jacob, Jacob Tester. He says, hello, my name is Jacob Tester. I'm a junior and a proud member of the trumpet section. This is my second year in high school jazz band. I'm kind of struggling with deciding what I want to write about, which I'm sure you've already heard tonight, but I guess I can talk about the season. I came into the year thinking that it was going to be the same as last year, but right out of the gate, my section became fascinated by the art of dry erase markers and a whiteboard. I also have to point out that my Chicago Bears didn't really play up to my expectations this season, but I think this is all according to plan and that they will easily steamroll the rest of the league next year. Part of this might just be I'm a delusional, die-hard Bears fan, but I don't think that part is very important. Our most ambitious project was the Sock Hop Whiteboard Animal Gang. I would go into more depth, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory, even though all of you are probably clueless right now. This year, a couple of seniors thought it would be an amazing idea to take a nice visit to Terre Haute Golden Corral. It was quite the experience. There's just a feeling you get when you leave that place, and it can only be described as the Golden Corral experience. Other than that, I can only really say that I am certainly interesting, and I don't think I'll be paying a visit to any Golden Corral in any foreseeable future. I would leave you with some jokes, but I know that you will hear plenty more tonight, and this has gone on long enough. So I'll leave you with the great words of Andrea Penrose. You don't go to Golden Corral for the food, you go for the experience. That's Jacob Tester. All right, Elatites on trombone, right here. She says, arise, arise, players of trombone. Fell trumpets awake, fire and slaughter. Slide shall be shaken, lips be buzzed. A trombone day, a brass day, ere the sun rises. Ride now, ride to Gondor. Ride now, ride to ruin and the world's ending. That was her poem. She said read it enthusiastically, so I tried. Trying my best. She says, hi, my name's Elatites. I play trombone, obviously, because it's the best instrument. I mean, who wants to use vowels or keys when you can use a slide? Some of my titles include Master Trombonist and Kazoo Master. I'm a junior, and this is my second year in high school jazz band. My favorite song we played this year is Secret Love, and I'm very sad that tonight's the last time we get to play it. I also really enjoyed seeing Mr. Stevens dab during, I did not. Besides jazz, they wanted me to, but I did not. Besides jazz band, I also do marching band, mad brass, pit, math team, and Scholastic Bowl. In fact, I'm writing this while I'm at a Scholastic Bowl tournament. So far, this has been a very fun year, and I can't wait to see what next year brings. Before I go, I want to give a shout out to my family, my friends, the trombone section, and my trombone. Bye. Elatites. All right, our last junior is Aiden Trevelyan on trumpet, right back there. Aiden is a junior here at Mahomet-Seymour High School. He also participates in Scholastic Bowl. He enjoys reading, sleeping, eating, and on occasion playing the trumpet. He spends most of his life either complaining or telling not very funny jokes. This is his second year in jazz band and plans on doing it again next year. He has reserved the end of his bio to share an excerpt from an American cult classic novel. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. Who am I? My name is Ish. On my hand I have a dish. I have this dish to help me wish. When I wish to make a wish, I wave my hand with a big swish, swish. Then I say, I wish for fish, and I get fish right on my dish. So, if you wish to make a wish, you may swish for fish with my wish dish. Thank you for listening. That's 8 Trillion. All right, we're going to have a couple more to play for you. This first one is by one of my favorite fusion groups, probably the favorite, the Pat Metheny group. And just like a week and a half ago, one of the members of that group suddenly passed away. Lyle Mays plays piano for the Pat Metheny group, and he passed. So really kind of a sad thing. Very talented man. But we're going to play one of his that he played the solo for. This is called If I Could by Pat Metheny Group. If this is bad, I'm not playing ever again. This could be it. we've made it to our seniors. We have 5 that we have to say bye to. And before we came out, we very briefly, for like a minute, I wanted to say thank you for all the time they put in, all the dedication to our program and their leadership, and really going to miss them. So how about a big round of applause for our senior class. Wave, seniors, wave. All right, our first senior is bass trombonist Ryan Kiefer, right here.
Yeah, Ryan!
He says, oh, you're still here? Wow, I guess you really did anything better to do tonight. Well, my name is Ryan, I'm a senior. I could just tell you all the generic stuff, like I'm proud of myself for making it this far, or that I love my time in Jazzbury, even though I will miss it when I leave. But if I'm being honest, I don't actually think any of that. It's my last year after all, so who cares? Other than my band grade, what else do I have to lose? So rather than saying nice things about my fellow band members, I'm going to tell them what I really think. Let's start with the trumpets. They would be my favorite section if I could ever hear them. Sometimes I think I can, but it could just be somebody squeaking the chair, who knows? Also, they're basically a cult. I know that may seem like a stretch, but believe me, I've seen the signs. Every practice, they have these weird meetings where they draw these strange things on the whiteboard. Whenever I look back there, they're always doing something weird. Also, the trumpets told us that Andrea was gone for so long because she was sick, but I'm pretty sure they used her for a sacrifice. And Andrea, you see now, was a fake to cover up their actions. I'd watch out for them if you see them in public. Next, the saxophones. Now, I don't have a whole lot to say about them other than that when they play, their sound reminds me of honks of geese flying back north for the winter. They aren't really a cult. But they are worshipped by Mr. Stevens. I will say even less about the trombones because they are objectively the best section. They are basically perfect, and Mr. Stevens should worship them instead. This isn't really a contest, though, as there isn't really any competition. No contest. Trombones for life. I've saved the worst for last. The rhythm section. First of all, my great-grandfather's broken pocket watch can keep better time than they can. Who would have thought that hitting drums with a stick would be hard? I mean, there's only like 4 of them. Saxophones have like 2 million keys, and they're still better. And it's not like they're setting a high bar. Well, we know what their priorities lie. Most of them are in madrigals. Well, this is the end, both of my bio and my reputation. So farewell, and I hope the food is better than our performance. All right, that is... All right, our lead alto player, Lydia Magyar, right here in the middle. She says, hi, I'm Lydia Magyar. Happy Leap Day. I have a pair of parakeets and a puppy named Rosie. My favorite movies are the Lord of the Rings trilogy and Goodbye, Christopher Robin. I'd like to thank Mr. Stevens for helping to make a fun and supportive jazz band. I've wanted to be in high school jazz band ever since I was in 2nd grade, and it inspired me to practice faithfully. I was not disappointed by the junior high jazz band where we were mature in sound, but immature in heart. I'd like to thank Mr. Meyer for making that one of my favorite experiences ever. I'm also very thankful for my amazing private saxophone instructor, Dr. Chris Anderson. He is an incredible saxophonist whose instruction has given me so many opportunities. He inspires me to work hard and is exceptionally supportive, helpful, and understanding. My life would be drastically different if it weren't for him. I'd like to thank my parents and siblings for supporting and encouraging me with saxophone and in general. I also like to thank my jazz band friends for making jazz band a fantastic experience. I especially want to thank my jazz band buddy, Ethan Harsha, who wasn't in jazz band this year because he graduated early. We sat next to each other in jazz band since 8th grade. Thank you for all the memories, and I really missed you this year. Last but not least, I want to thank my fun and fabulous supporter that came to watch me tonight. Thanks for coming. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Lydia Magyar, saxophone. Our lead trumpet player, Andrea Penrose. Andrea is a senior in the jazz band this year. This is her 4th straight year, spending every Tuesday and Thursday of the winter dancing with the trumpets, and she will miss it. She has written a haiku in reflection of her years. 12 days worth of jazz. 4 years went really quickly. Toot, toot goes trumpet. For context, the hours I've played in jazz band combine to exactly 12 days. Andrea is currently planning to pursue a medical sciences career at the University of Cincinnati and will attempt to further her poetry career there also. Other than writing poetry, Andrea enjoys playing the trumpet, reading, running track, hiking, and being in warm climates. She also enjoys eating well, prepared food, and taking naps. Andrea's favorite memories from jazz band include going to Myrtle Beach with the band and playing outside the medieval times, visiting the Golden Corral twice, playing the chicken dance, but most of all, hanging out with the best trumpet section anyone could ever ask for. She wants to thank you all for coming to the dinner dances and hopes the band can set a new record and get 3 people to dance this year. Andrea Penrose on trumpet. Lizzie Strimming on trumpet over there. She says, "Hi there, I'm Lizzie Strimming, and also known as the really short trumpet in the back." Yeah, that's me. I have absolutely loved being in jazz band, and I would like to share some of the life skills I have learned from this experience. Number 10, I have learned that in a collision between the jazz band bus and a parked car, the bus will always win. Number 9, and this is not necessarily true, only slightly true, I like buffet food. Number 8, I have learned not to eat at Golden Corral ever. Seriously, I'm not joking, I felt sick the whole night. Number 7, when visiting Myrtle Beach in the windy season, be prepared to find sand in your eyes, your shoes, your hair, and your trumpet, which I didn't even bring to the beach. Number 6, never take advice from a judge wearing Crocs and a sports jacket. Not just judges, anybody in general with that, please. Number 5, I have learned how to find quality puns for dinner dance. Speaking of which, I've been looking for some good vegetable puns, so let us know if you have any. Yeah, all right. Number 4, I have learned how to aggressively count like Jacob Tester. Number 3, I've learned that the rules of jazz band Uno sometimes require you to wear a horse mask. Where is that horse? Is it here?
No, traffic room has it.
Do you have it?
Yeah, I have a horse mask.
Okay. Number 2, I have learned how to cope with an excessive amount of sass from Aiden Trevelyan and occasionally the Jacobs. Love you guys. And number 1, I have learned through the total of 72 pictures that the trumpet section takes the best selfies. Speaking of which, trumpets, it's time.
Come on, guys. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Everyone in. Oh, okay. We're good. We're good.
That's Lizzie Strimming on trumpet. And our final senior and our final member of the band is Gavin Williams here on piano. Chances are this is probably one of, if not the last bio of the night. You're right on. So Gavin will be brief. Gavin is a senior, and this is his 2nd year in the high school jazz band. Some of his interests include running, reading, drumming, and of course playing the piano. Recently, Gavin has enjoyed taking tests for math team and WISE team, and the state competitions for both are coming up in May. Gavin plans on majoring in physics engineering in college, but he wants to continue to play music for fun. He has sincerely enjoyed all 4 years in the music program. I'd like to thank Mr. Stevens, Mr. Meyer, Steve, and Russ for making the experience so great. Thanks for listening and enjoy what's left of the performance. Gavin Williams. All right, we're going to play our final tune for you tonight. We have played this. This will be number 27 times we played this tune. And we're going to feature our seniors. So this is Oh You Come Of. Thanks for coming out tonight. Thank you all so much for coming in. I hope you had a good time. We'll see you next year. Thanks.